Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to another session of your social science children. We have been already seeing about the major landforms of the earth, right? So now we will continue with the same. So what we have seen in our previous session, we have seen about the realms of the earth, that is the biographical division of the earth we have seen, and then we have seen about what are the landforms, how it is created, and then we have seen what are all the forces that results in the landforms, that is the internal forces and the external forces we have seen. So now we are going to see about how the external and internal forces give rise to various types of landforms, and then we are going to see about mountains and the types of the mountains. So first we will see what is a mountain. So the natural elevations of the earth's surface, okay, that rise above their surroundings. So when a particular area is on the same level, there are some areas or particular region which is slightly elevated, which is slightly height than the normal surface. That we call it as mountain. So the highest point of that particular elevation is called as peak, okay. So it is the natural elevation. Elevation means height, right? So that rise above their surroundings. So when a particular area is flat, this will be slightly height than the area. So that we call it as a mountain, and the highest point of this mountain we call it as peak. Okay, so we are familiar with the word, but just we are learning it with a proper meaning now, right? So the highest point of the elevation is peak. So here you can see, here this point is peak, alright. Yes, next comes, so in some cases, okay, so in some mountains the peaks will be conical and sharp, okay, it will be like a cone and also it will be sharp. So here you can see a conical edge of a mountain, okay, so it is very sharp and it is very conical also, but in some cases it will be like round. It will be rounded, okay, so the peaks will be rounded. So here you can see another example. It is not as sharp as the previous one, right? So it is just curved. It is just like a curve shaped, okay. So that is another type of a peak. So peak is of two ways. One is sharp and conical and the other one is rounded. So next comes the number of connected mountains. So there are number of mountains together. We call it as a range, that is we call it as a mountain range. Number of mountains together, okay, that run in a line. Yes, many mountains in a sequence, we call it as mountain range. Okay, so here you can see the example of mountain range. Yes, many mountains together forms the mountain range. Next comes a series of mountains, okay, that is a series of mountain ranges running parallel to each other. So there are one set of mountain range, there is another set of mountain range. So all these put together forms the mountain system, okay. So here you can see another example of mountain system. Here is the set of mountain and there you can see another set of mountain. So this is called as mountain system. So here now we will see what are all the different types of mountains. So we have seen the introduction of mountain. So we have seen what is a mountain, then we have seen what is a peak and how will be a peak. It can be sharp and conical or it can be rounded. Then we have seen what is a mountain range and we have also seen what is a mountain system. So now we will see what are the different types of mountains. So there are different types of mountains based on how they have formed. So these mountains form due to some reason. As we have seen, it can be an internal force, it can also be an external force. So based on how it is formed, okay, so we divide it into three main types. One is fold mountain, the other one is block mountain and the third one is volcanic mountain. So first we will see what is a fold mountain. So when two tectonic plates collide, the land between them gets thrown up in giant folds, and mountains that are formed in this process are known as fold mountains. So as we have seen, what is a tectonic plate? Tectonic plate is a layer of crust, right? It is a crust which is solid thick plates. Yes, we have seen this in our previous session. Do you remember, children? Right. So this tectonic plate, so when two tectonic plates come in contact with each other, okay, so when it moves from the various directions and it meets at one point, it will see when it hits hard, the land surface will go up. Okay, so here you can see when a tectonic plate comes from this direction and from this direction. So what will happen when they meet? The land surface between this will go up. Okay, so that is how this fold mountain is formed. So the land surface, when it goes up, it will form a mountain. That we call it as fold mountain. So the land between them gets thrown up in giant folds. So in bigger size it forms, and that is what we call it as fold mountains. So here you can see, this is the example of fold mountain. So here you can see the mountain structure is very big. So that is because of the tectonic plates movements. So here you can see the upward folds are called as anticlines, and the downwards or the valleys are called as synclines. Okay, so here you can see anticlines and here you can see synclines, which means the mountain surface is like this, right? So maybe many mountains put together is like this. So this part, the upper fold, the upward fold is called as anticlines. Right? So the same way the downward folds. So here these parts are called as synclines. So the examples for this fold mountains are the Himalayas, Alps, Andes, Aravallis, Urals and Rockies. So all these mountains are the examples of fold mountains. So in that also we have two important things. Before that we will see what is an anticline and what is a syncline. So here you can see the upward fold is anticline and the downward fold is syncline. Okay. So here, so these are Aravallis and Urals and the Appalachians. Okay. So all these mountains were very old. That is, they were formed millions of years ago. Okay. So their peaks now, they are not sharp. They are rounded off now. Okay. So that is what we call these mountains, as they are fold mountains. Their peaks were once sharp, but now it is not sharp. So now we call them as old fold mountains. Okay. So there are two types of fold mountains. One is old fold and the other one is young fold mountain. So when you understand what is old fold mountain, it will be easy for you to understand the young fold mountain also. So once again I am repeating, children, the peaks have been weathered down and rounded with age. Okay, so it was formed millions of years ago. So that is what we call it as old fold mountain. Then what about a new fold mountain? The peaks will be sharp and conical. So comparing to these mountains, the young fold mountains are formed later. Okay, so they are not too young, but then they are not as old as these mountains also. So that is why they are called as young fold mountains. So here you can see the old fold mountain. So this is the Aravalli range. The peak itself, you can see there is no sharp peak at all. All the peaks are rounded. So that is what is old fold mountain. So here you can see by comparison, Himalayas, Alps and Andes were formed recently. So comparing, just by comparing with the old fold, they are newly formed. But again, this is not very new. This is not just a year or 2 years ago. No, it is also very old, but comparing to those, these are young. And their peaks are thus far sharper and higher. So they are more higher and it is more sharper also. And they are the examples of young fold mountains. So here you can see a peak from Himalaya, right? So you can see it is very sharp. It is still on the height. So that is what about young fold mountains. So now we have seen about fold mountains. So how is the fold mountain formed? The two tectonic plates, when they hit upon each other, it forms a giant fold, right, on the surface of the land, and that is how the fold mountains are formed. So now we are going to see about the block mountains. So when the tectonic plates push towards or pull away from each other, massive cracks or faults appear on the Earth's surface. Okay, so two tectonic plates when coming towards each other, okay. So for example, this is going to be a land surface, okay, land. And if two tectonic plates are coming like this, okay, so what will happen when they push on each other? It can, as we have seen in the fold mountain itself, it can put up the surface of the earth. That will happen. There is another chance, two tectonic plates when they move far away, it will pull down the surface of the earth. Understood? So two tectonic plates coming together may push up the land surface, or when they go apart they may pull down the land surface, okay. So that is how the massive cracks or faults appear on the earth's surface. So there are chances that only folds will not appear always. So there are chances that cracks may appear on the surface of the earth. So fault is nothing but again a crack, right? A bigger crack on the surface of the earth may appear. So because of that, okay, so here you can see the crack. So when two tectonic plates, maybe when they move apart, okay, when they move apart, so this part is going this way and that part is going that way. So what will happen? This will cause a gap between the place which is in the center. So what will happen? That place may either go up or that may either come down. So here you can see this is called as the normal fault, okay. So because of that, what happens? When the block of the land between two such cracks, okay, it gets pushed up due to the internal forces of the earth, it forms block mountains or horst. So as I said in this picture, these two parts when they move apart, okay, so it can either push the earth's surface because of the internal force. So the earth's surface in between, either it can go up because of the internal forces. So when it goes up, it forms the block mountains, or it is also called as horst, okay. So here you can see, yes, so the sides of the center part, okay, the land part, it goes down, and that is how this comes up. Because of the internal forces, this becomes the block mountain. So whereas when it is going to go down, what will happen? When the block of the land between two such cracks sinks down, okay, so when the earth is going to get down, so when it goes up, we seen that it is going to create a block mountain or horst. So when it comes down, what will happen? It will result in a graben, okay, graben or rift valley. So here you can see the same way, when the tectonic plates move apart, the land surface, when it comes down, okay, so here you can see it is coming down, it is called as graben, or it is also called as rift valley. So these are the two main types of the block mountains. It can be either a horst or it can be an graben. So here the Black Forest mountains of Europe, the Vindhya mountain of India are the examples of block mountains. So now we will see about volcanic mountains. So here the forces within the surface of the earth, that is the earth's interior part, okay, at times cause magma to be thrown up on the surface of the earth through huge openings called as vents. So magma is nothing but the semi-liquid state of the fire inside the surface of the earth we have seen. So this magma, what will happen due to some internal force, okay? So this magma will be pushed up and it will start coming out, okay? So when it comes out, it comes through a hole called as vent, okay? So when it comes out, it comes through the vent. So this magma, when it comes through the vent, what will happen? So here you can see, this is the magma. The place where magma is located, we call it as magma chamber. And this is the vent, that is the main pipe through which this magma comes out. This magma, when it is thrown out, we call it as lava. There is a difference between magma and lava, right? So magma is the semi-liquid state of fire inside the surface of the earth. Lava is nothing but this fire, this semi-liquid fire, when it comes out over the surface of the earth, we call it as lava. So here you can see this lava is flowing out, and here the layer of solid rocks formed during the earlier eruption. So this magma comes out as a lava, and because of that the lava starts to cool down and later will form a cone-like structure, and thus volcanic mountains rise. So again I am repeating, magma that flows on the earth's surface is called as lava. So magma which is inside the surface of the earth, when it comes down, it is lava. Okay, when it comes up and flows on the earth's surface, we call it as lava. So here the lava starts to cool down and it will start forming a small mountain like structure. So that is called as volcanic mountain. So here you can see the difference between magma, the molten rock below the earth's surface, and lava, the molten rock flowing on the earth's surface. So that is all about the differences of magma and lava. So here you can see the examples of volcanic mountains. Here Fujiyama in Japan, Mount Kilimanjaro in East Africa, and Mount Vesuvius in Italy. So all these are the examples of volcanic mountains, right? So in your next session we will be seeing about plateaus and plains, and also about why these mountains are important and why are the rivers important. We are going to see about all these in our next session, children. Thank you. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.